Today we're going to be showing you guys a whole bunch of poop issues, poop problems, and poop catastrophes that we run into.
Who doesn't like talking about those things?
Guys, there are 1,000 videos on how to hook up a poop hose in an RV park.
Yes.
We don't want to show you that.
No.
We want to show you a couple of instances that have happened to us and let you guys learn from our mistakes. Because trust me, that you're gonna turn the corner one day and you're gonna have a poop problem.
Yes.
And hopefully by watching this video, you'll help to, I don't know, solve those issues.
Yes.
Let's get started. So we're here in Asheville, North Carolina, and we're doing our very first dump station at a Camping World.
Yes, and we had no idea that Good Sam members can dump for free.
Big shout out.
Super excited.
For all you guys out there looking for a dump station,
Yeah.
if you got a Good Sam membership, go to a Camping World.
Yes, you can dump for free, and they already have the black hose attached, so you don't even have to use yours.
You can see it right there,
Yes.
right behind Pam. I don't know if I'm going to use that one, but you know what? We're going to dump for free.
Yes.
It's kind of exciting.
It is.
We were actually on our apps looking around for dump stations at all kinds of different places.
Yeah.
Travel centers, rest areas, all these different things. And we come to find out, we're like, wait a minute, there's a Camping World. Let's see what they got.
And it's usually $10, but for Good Sam members, it's free.
$10, not bad, but free is better.
Yes.
So you know what? Let's get started.
Well, first things first, we got to get gloves.
When you say we, do you mean you or me?
Well, I'll get the gloves and you do the mess.
Ah, that's how it is.
See, I'm being helpful. Here, my honey. There's your tools of the trade.
Got my tools.
I don't know exactly how I feel about having the hose provided.
You know what? If they provide it, I'm going to use it. So why get mine out and make mine dirty?
That's true.
I guarantee.
Don't get it on your toes.
All right. We're going to go for the glory.
Hopefully there's no holes in this hose.
Yeah. All right. You know what? While we're here. So we went ahead and went with a black tank first, and we did not test the hose.
It's a Swiss hose.
This is exactly, this might be a lesson learned for us. Don't use the hoses provided. This is a first. Woo! I'll tell you what, that kind of speaks for itself.
I'm trying not to show it. It's so yucky. You're gonna have to put
Everybody wants to see it.
smiley faces over those spots.
Put a little emoji.
Yes.
Hey, it's their hoses. We're going to be
Yes.
good stewards. We will wash it off when we're done, and we will hit the road.
Exactly.
Camping World, thank you for allowing us
To dump.
to dump for free. And thank you for providing the hoses for us.
Yes. Sorry for the mess.
Woo! That is saucy.
Well, don't step in it. I won't let you back in the rig.
If you will pull forward, I will rinse this off.
Thank you. Leave your gloves on.
I'll leave my gloves on. So we had a lot of fun yesterday, but we woke up this morning with a new problem. And that problem is the fact that we have two rigs with unique poop outflow issues.
Poop stations.
They
Poop
have their own
situations.
individual poop stations. Each one is uniquely different, and we've never experienced this before. The fifth wheel, the outflow of the fifth wheel and the receptacle that goes in the ground are about 30 yards away from each other, and they're almost the same height.
Yeah.
So we have to engineer an aqueduct perfectly level for them to go from one to the other. That's never happened before. We got to figure that out. So we're going to be using farm material to kind of adjust that situation. But the problem here with the Class C is that the outflow's right here. You can see it in the back, and it's above ground.
Yes.
And as everyone knows, you can't release the outflow of the
Uphill.
RV uphill. So it's all gravity fed. So we have to figure out a way to push it. And I'm thinking a portable macerator or something like that. But this one right here, we just need to get to it and kind of start re-engineering the way we have been doing things.
Start piping it.
Yeah. So you know what? Let's go over and get into it. So as you can see behind us, the fifth wheel has a unique issue. The outflow of the RV is right there. The receptacle to get rid of it and go to the septic is right here. They are within an inch of each other. So we've got to figure out using some plastic rain gutters, some bricks, some stumps, whatever. We're going to engineer an aqueduct, basically, nice and level, to get it from one to the other. This has never happened before. Usually you have the slinkies, the accordion style ramps that you just put the poop pipe on, and it just kind of goes right to where it needs to go. That's not our adventure right now.
Nope.
So this has never happened to us. If it's happened to you, please let us know. What are your solutions to get it extensively long from the rig? We've done it a couple times in Maine. We've done it in Arkansas, but we
just did it. Where was it? I think it was in Texas.
in Texas,
Again, yeah. We had to use 4. Oh, Mississippi. At
Jackson.
the Jellystone,
Yep.
we had to use 4 hoses.
Yep, at Jackson.
But it was also still going down in a slope. Here we have it level, so that's a whole nother story.
Unique, different.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're going to figure it out. So
Yep.
we're going to start stacking bricks and trying to figure out just how bad the situation is.
Well, this is definitely the first for us, having to do all of this. So next time when you pull into an RV park, please remember our suffering and what we had to go through to do this. It's gonna be something.
What did we tell you about wearing shoes, not flip-flops?
If it's warm outside, I'm wearing shorts and flip-flops. Even on the farm. So as you can see, we're just pulling farm material, just random stuff, recycle, reuse, so we don't have to go buy new stuff. There's plenty of debris in the cleanup of the property, so we're just going to use that, and we're going to make the best of it. I don't have any words. All right, step 1 complete. I got one end. Now I got to get it to the other end.
Yes.
Does that look level?
It's perfect.
I think we need a brick. All right, Pam. We're gonna need your water scale. Box beam level.
I absolutely love this part. This is my favorite. So that's the only thing I'm gonna do, helping Lee with the sewer. I'll do it.
If you guys watch the channel, you know that Pam is our resident quality control expert when it comes to leveling. She brings out her box beam level. She comes back and says, nope, you need to repark it. Rig's not level yet. Try again. So now she is going to quality control my aqueduct. So what's the current status?
I mean, it is within the era lines.
there is an error in my favor. So it's level
Yeah,
enough?
that's pretty good. I think so.
All right, we have 15 yards to go. We'll get there. I found a brick. Now I need to find another one. You think it's long enough?
I think so. Wow. Well, I think 3 would have been enough.
Always have a spare. You never know when you have a hole.
That's true.
Well, this is a lot harder than you think it is. Especially since Lee's the experienced one and I'm just a novice.
I'm the poop expert.
Dr. Poop. Yeah, so I guess we can hook it up, but I'm thinking we're probably going to have more support here, and there's a couple of holes we still have to fill because it all looks great, and this is from trial and error. It all looks good when it's hooked up, but once you dump and everything falls off, yeah, because it's a lot heavier than you think.
True words have never been spoken. Everything's perfect, everything fits, it's right as rain, and it's perfectly level. You release that handle, it comes rushing out with a vengeance, and everything gets unstable and just falls off, and you're like,
Whoops.
what? So, from experience, these things have happened before. Make sure everything's secure because water is weight, and weight's not your friend when it's not stable.
Especially when this weight is moving.
Like when you're using a bunch of random bricks and stones to get your aqueduct up and running.
Yes.
So we're gonna hook up this end and then just go back and just kind of do a test. Finagle, make sure everything is supported before we give it the heave-ho. And I will tell you right now, we will not be starting with the black tank first.
Nope.
Just gonna say that. I'm mentally preparing myself. Do not start with the black tank first.
You don't like poopsies?
Not that kind. Not 40 yards of poopsie.
It's been a year since we've been here, so oh my gosh, this is so tight. It's not like an RV park where it gets used all the time, so this is solid tight. I don't know when we bought this. We've had it for a long time, but I'm so glad he has it. It's super lightweight and it's good when you get in these situations. So let's see if that will work. There we go. What is this? A square ranch for sewer caps? What is this thing called? I'm not really sure, but it works. Big tip, if you don't have one, get one. It really saved us this time. I don't even want to know what's in there. Important tip, before you connect everything, take this thing off and thread it on by itself, and then you can hook up the actual sewer hose. And make sure you screw it on right. You don't want any kind of gaps in there. You don't want any kind of weird cricks. There we go. There's a bump in the road.
I think there's a sag in our plan right now. Sweetheart, I don't think it's going to work the way you're thinking.
Well, we're doing our best. It's all about trial and error.
Trial and error. That's where we're at right now. All right, so let's finish tweaking this and get our aqueduct finished, and then move on to the trial, the test run.
This is perfect. Maybe one more. Perfect. Okay. Well, now's the moment of truth. I'm gonna open the kitchen tank first, the second gray tank we have, just to do a trial with the lesser dirty water. There it is.
Kitchen water.
Woohoo!
Would you look at that? We've got kitchen water coming out.
Looks like I'm back in business. All this, 2 hours or 3 hours of work just so I can do the dishes.
So now that we've engineered our poop suspension bridge, runway, aqueduct, whatever you want to call it,
Yep.
now that it's actually working, we're going to go for the glory and pull the black tank.
Oh yes, but I don't think we're going to involve them with that one.
You don't want to see that?
No.
Yeah,
No.
we'll let you know. We'll let you know if anything happens.
Yes.
So while we do that, we're going to go to the other rig and try to figure out how to solve that problem.
Oh gosh, that's a whole nother. Can we have a snack first?
It's break time. We're taking a break. We'll be right back. All right, so we're here at the Class C and we're tackling an entirely different kind of problem. And this one is the fact that we no longer have a gravity feed solution. So we can't just hook up a hose, pull the handle, and just let it flow to the outlet. We've got to figure out a way to get the black and the gray tank holdings uphill.
Yes.
And that is a whole different ball field.
No suspension bridge will work here.
No suspension bridges on this one. So what we did was we went online to Amazon and we just did a quick search for macerator pumps, portable macerator pumps. And we know that they exist. We've never really used them before. We have one on the fifth wheel. Again,
Never used
it. The only thing we've ever done was drag it through Memphis as the hose fell off the back. That's about all we've done with the macerator.
Yeah.
So we went online and we actually found a macerator pump. No promotions, no anything. We're not advertising this.
No.
This is just a generic macerator pump. This one right here has a couple of features that we liked, and I don't know if anyone likes to have a macerator pump, but there's a couple of things that we found. One was that it has this connection here where you can actually see the outflow. That was important because without that, you don't really know
what's happening.
And you can see when it's dry. And as soon as you're not, pushing anything through the blender, I guess you could say,
The poop smoothie blender.
you want to shut it off. And the next one is that it has a manual crank, and also the backflow rinse. So these are a couple of key features that we looked at. I think the only downfall, we haven't even hooked this up. This is brand new. The only downfall is if you will hold this, not that it's heavy, is that you get a section here to be able to hook up to the battery. But the problem is we are 33 feet away from the battery. And you're only going to get a nice little on-off switch. You're only going to get about 7 feet of wire to go from this right here, where we're in the back, all the way to the front to hook this up to get it even running. So there's two options, and we thought about this. One is to go get a spare battery, place it back here, and have something to plug into, and or cut the wires and extend them longer, or just use the hose that you have and the little accordion style ramp and just send the hose forward and get it as close to the engine as you can, and then the end of that hose we're just going to connect to the macerator, and that way this will be in the vicinity of the engine. Then just pop the trunk or pop the hood and attach this. So instead of modifying the harness or trying to get this to, I don't know, do crazy things, yeah.
It looks like a camera to me.
It is not a camera. Roll film. Instead of trying to modify this in any way, what we're going to do is we're just going to use the hose that we have, extend it forward, and go from there.
Yep.
So you know what? Let's go ahead and hook all this up, and we'll show you what we did.
Yes.
All right, so we went to Walmart. We picked up another poop hose. This one's a little different from the Rhinos that we use. It's brand new, so don't worry. Never been used, but it's about to. So we're gonna hook this up, lay this down, and as you can see, all we're doing is extending from the back all the way as close to the engine to the front so that we can hook up the macerator to the battery that's already in the vehicle. So that's the goal. Let me throw this on, and we're gonna give it a whirl. But not with a black tank first. Gray only.
Now you need gloves.
I've got the gloves. Now the dirty part starts.
That end is not new.
So, I gotta be honest. We've been using Rhino for everything. And this is the first time we actually have these accordion style where they just kind of don't stay extended. They kind of shrink back. I'm not in love with them. I like the Rhino style because you just extend what you need and it stays there. So there's plenty of places where we've been able to extend it and it just sits there. So including our aqueduct that we did earlier, it just stays there. But if we had to extend it and it was pulling tight on it, I don't know if that would be a thing. So anyway, just real world feedback as I'm holding a stinky slinky on the back of a Class C. All right. So let's hook this up. So I gotta pull this back a little. All right. All right, so this is connected. Now, we're not touching any valves. We gotta go hook up the macerator itself before we let it go.
I am so glad you know how to do this.
Do I? Step one, it's connected. Step two is now I need something for the outflow. So I need to grab a garden hose to take it the rest of the way. And then I need to hook it up. So let me grab a garden hose. All right, we got a $10 garden hose from Walmart. Comes with a nice little handle. This is it. No special features, no super extending or high flow, low flow, high quality, just the cheapest hose we can find, because guess what's going to go through this thing?
We don't want to know. Hopefully it's long enough.
Oh yeah. So I'm going to walk it uphill to where we're going to be discharging it. Look at that. More than enough. All right, so now basically it kind of comes with a alligator clips, positive and negative, cigarette lighter, adapter. Put those together, and it has a nice little switch.
Well, wait a minute. If there's a cigarette adapter, can you just plug it right into the cigarette thingy?
You sure can. Plug it right in the cigarette thingy.
Well, we can just bring Maximus over.
We're not bringing Maximus anywhere near this. Maximus is taking a break. He does not get his hands dirty unless it's an off-road adventure. All right, so basically, just plug it in. All right, now, let's see how far this reaches.
You think that's enough?
Nope. So even extending using all of this, it's still, what is that, 25 feet? It's still not long enough.
So we have to get another hose?
I'm almost there.
Oh.
These are real world issues. This is exactly what happens. Get better gloves, or else you're going to have a
Oh
thumb poking
my
out.
goodness. What a mess.
It's all right. So I think I'm just going to pull it hard. This is what I'm saying. The Rhinos, they stay extended. This one you got to kind of tug on it. So
I'll tug, you put them together.
I'm not a fan of tugging on poop pipes at all. I just see big problems in our future, and it starts with the thumb. All right, so basically you extended it another 4 feet.
Well, and I think the good thing is that the macerator is so heavy, it keeps them from jumping back. Like if you didn't have that weight in the front, it would not let you just extend it and then leave it. It has to be attached to something or weighed down.
Well, that's definitely weighed down. All right, so let's find the battery.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and pop the hood.
All right, now we gotta find the hood.
Oh, it's on the other side.
Right there. I mean, look at this. It's not even reaching. That's as far as it's going right now with 25-foot extension. So it looks like we might need another extension.
Oh. Well, I think I have a better idea. Ha! I solved your problem.
I'm loving the team spirit, but I'm just upset right now that she thought of that before I did. I mean, I'm like, let's go straight to cutting the wires and just splicing in new and extending it. This is going to be a long-term fix. I'm committed. You know what I mean? And she's just like, why don't you just plug it into the cigarette lighter?
So much easier.
I don't know if this is going to go on the channel or not. You might have to.
It's okay. Give me a win.
Yeah. We're getting eaten alive by mosquitoes out here. All right, so now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and give it the old gray pull.
Since we haven't tried the macerator out yet, we're actually going to pull just the gray tank handle and let just about a couple of gallons go into the hose just so we can try it out. So let's start with that. That sounded interesting. I don't think I've ever heard that before. So let's turn on the macerator and see if it works.
It's starting to move. It has a life of its own. And it just separated itself.
I guess we have to hold on to it.
Did y'all see that? The macerator doesn't want to work. It literally just shimmy and shook itself, detached its own self, stopped working and said, ha.
Well, we know now that it works, so we're going to hold on for dear life if while one of us turns the button on.
I mean, I like your idea of stretching the cord into the cigarette lighter jack, but I'm already thinking that my way's better. I just haven't done it yet.
You can do it next time.
Actually, her way is the one working right now. The macerator just doesn't want to participate.
Yes.
All right, so I guess we're going to have to hold this.
Uh-huh.
Frustrating.
Hey, we're learning.
We need to go to the other end and see if anything's coming out.
I know.
All right, let's continue. It's working.
Oh my gosh.
So we're sitting here debating. Really, I was throwing some ideas out and she wasn't liking any of them because they cost money, because they take too much time, you know, all the fun things we can do. So I was sitting here thinking, and I said, I'm getting bit again. So I was sitting here thinking to myself, I was like, why don't we just go, to Walmart, go to Lowe's, grab some wires and go ahead and do the splice? And she's like, why don't we go up there and disconnect one of the sections, plug it in here and be done? And I'm like,
Yeah. Just at least for this time. I mean, I'm just all about easy,
You see his face?
not happy.
That's twice. That's twice that she sees the obvious, and I'm like overcomplicating everything.
You know, I think it's because you keep getting bit by bugs looking at your shoes. Look at my shoes. And I'm ready to work outside. You are ready to go to a beach to lay in the sun. I'm just saying.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that she twice pointed out the obvious. Okay, so we will go get one of the sections, clip it onto our already 25 feet, extend the macerator further and closer to the battery.
Yeah.
That way it doesn't want to shimmy and shake itself and disconnect it again.
Yeah.
And then we can just, I don't know, have a nice sweet tea or something as we watch the blender blend.
I don't know if I'm in the mood for ingesting anything while that is happening. So.
Well, we got to watch it. You got to stare at it. You can't let it just go forever. It'll break. It'll just disconnect. It does crazy things. So we're going to use this with her idea and get this done.
Yes.
I
like it.
We're spending all day doing this. This is exhausting.
You know, there's so much work to be done.
So the extra extension, I actually put it up to the front. So that's a 25-foot section and a 15-foot section. Brought it to the front. So now, does it reach?
Yeah.
Look at that. Now we're attached to the battery.
Woohoo!
All right. Well, let's go ahead and hook that up and get it done. So now it's attached to the battery and the switch is just hanging out the front right down here. So now we just turn the switch on and off. The macerator's right there. The switch is right there. They're both in with the eye distance of each other. This is flawless. Now it's time to go for the black. Okay, success. This thing went through 40 gallons of RV chocolate in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. We weren't expecting it to be so fast.
Wow, not even 2 minutes. It might have been a minute and a half. It just started the chocolate smoothie. It was dumping and now it's done and I'm like, oh my goodness.
We need more sewage.
This is fantastic. This was easy. So, okay. So it works. Now we just use the gray water, flush it out, and we're done. We made it a lot more complicated than it actually is. But we did need 3 hoses. We brought it to the front, gave it the electrical power through the battery, and a $10 garden hose, and we're done.
But I think that you forgot something.
I probably did.
Maybe we should buy another garden hose to attach to the flushing it out, because you might not want to use the poopy one or our good drinking ones.
That's a lot of hoses. I'm not liking that part. So total out-of-pocket expense, $120, $130 for the macerator, $10 for the hose, another $10 because she wants to make sure it's clean and she doesn't smell it. So that's about $150 to be fully portable and find a way to push it uphill.
Yes.
So it's like a science experiment.
We won that uphill battle.
We did, up top.
Bam.
All right, so we are going to call this a day and be done.
Yes.
We solved 2 problems, 2 rigs, non-standard, and had a great time doing it.
Yes.
Now it's time for a shower. So that is a whole bunch of poop problems. And we learned a lot, and we hope you learned some as well. And if you're wondering why I have gloves on, is because after everything we've done with the macerator, we were right in the beginning.
Yeah.
The best solution for your macerator is to splice the wires it comes with and extend it to wherever you want it to go.
Okay, don't rub it in my face. You were right.
Extend it. We have the splices here, and you just hook up the macerator run the wire all the way to the front, to the battery, hook it up, and you're done.
Yes.
No more hoses, no more anything.
That was the worst
Done.
part, having to attach 3 or 4 sewer hoses to try to make it reach. I mean, it seemed like a good idea at the time, but...
Can you imagine what they went through watching us do that? They're like, why are you doing
exactly.
this?
So it was definitely better just to attach it directly to the connection point on the Class C.
There may have been a couple of instances where we had some seepage because the Rhino hose and the other manufacturers, when you connect them together, they don't stay connected.
No.
We didn't want to show that. We had our hands full, so we weren't able to show that to you guys.
Yes.
But we did learn another important factor.
Yes.
When you take the Macerator and you hook it directly to the RV, yes, extending the wiring all the way back to the front. Just grab you some wire, splice it in there, and extend it. That is the preferred method. But there's a learning curve, and it's not the wires. It's the Macerator, and Pam has a story to tell you guys because she has her first ever poopsie, and y'all need to hear this.
Yes.
All right, just a little word of advice. I have my own poop story, and I want to share it with you so that you don't make the same mistake. So when you have a Macerator, make sure that you attach the hose and everything that goes with it before you attach it to the actual connection point on the Class C or whatever RV you have. Because as I made the mistake, I put the Macerator on and then the hose afterwards. Well, that motion loosened up the Macerator, and I didn't realize that. And I pulled the black tank, and the Macerator fell off, and everything went over my Crocs, my feet, my legs. Luckily at the time it was still warm, and I was wearing shorts, but it was horrible. In that instance, it's like your brain doesn't work. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening to me. So I was like, oh, I gotta shut off the valve. And so I shut the valve off, and then what do? You can't go anywhere. You can't go in your RV like this. So luckily at the time, my mom was there. She was helping me out. She hosed me off again. That didn't help. But yeah, let's just say showers were aplenty that day.
So we hope you guys enjoyed our poop problems.
Yes.
We had plenty.
Yes, and we hope that you won't have them.
You know what? The more you travel on the road, the more you RV, you will absolutely have your own poopsie and poop stories to share.
Yes.
Hopefully it's not as bad as ours, but you know what? If you have, let us know. Put in the comments.
Please. That would be so exciting to hear about your poopsies.
We're not alone. We'll see you next time.